God. Okay, one last ditch attempt to try to do a quick little video on this thing. This is Glycine Airman Vintage, the Chief, GL0303. Basically, I missed my old watch, which is a GL0251. And it was a Purist version, which is the GMT version that has that fourth GMT hand. And if you're not familiar, you can find out what Purist means. But the Purist version basically has, again, no GMT hand, but basically your main hour hand acts as that. So it actually rotates once every 24 hours versus this, which has a more traditional 12-hour movement. That will rotate twice. And you use just the larger indexes on the dial, where the 24-hour scale with that where they have indexes like with that triangle there, and the batons. Those are going to be your main 12 hours, right? So that's what you're going to use for your main hand here, and you can always set the GMT if you want it to whatever second or possibly third time zone, but I would never use that. So the improvements over the previous one that I had is the sapphire crystal. The acrylic from before is fairly easy to buff out, but this I wouldn't have to worry. And the water resistance has been up to 30 meters or 3 ATM. You can see somewhere back there, which is fine. This is still going to hold up pretty well. So I'm glad to finally get one of these back. I wish it was the Purist, but I'm not even sure if they're going to make one in the Purist form. I don't see why they wouldn't, but I guess I'm not waiting. And I got one in the GMT form, which looks fine. I don't really use a GMT function anyway, so it's mostly for a very nice, cool original design that has not been homaged to death, unlike the Rolex GMT Master. No one does homages to this, at least not that I'm aware of. So it's just kind of cool. And I did a whole story on the previous version, which shouldn't change much since the main difference is the sapphire crystal and the water resistance is up. And who knows, maybe never mind. So let's just conclude this here. I'm gonna get into a more in-depth review later. I'm gonna run test run it, see how it's holding up in time, make adjustments if needed. And okay, so I think I drifted off again. I'm just gonna end this before I had to do another take 10. Which should be like 2 a.m. or something. I gotta get to bed. Anyways, I'll talk more about this later. Give you my thoughts, give it a test run, and then it'll be pretty relatively quick, I think, since I basically did a video on the Purist version. This isn't a whole lot different. Oh, I would add, lastly, I think the last model I had also came on a brown strap, but I don't remember it being overall as thick, especially in this area. You can kind of make out that it's kind of padded. And so I think that's kind of better. It makes it feel a little bit more, in a way, it feels a little more premium. And I don't recall the old straps having quick release bars either. So that's a nice touch there. Makes strap change that much a little bit easier. At least detaching these and freeing them up to use whatever else you want. So that's it. Well, you'll be sure to see many more videos and pics of this as I break it in and just give it a try and see how it goes. Get my thoughts on it. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.